According to Einstein and his theory of relativity, the concept of past, present, and future is an illusion. Relativity merges space and time into a single, fourth-dimensional structure known as space-time. There is no such distinctions as past, present, or future, as time is only another coordinate of the four. Any events that have happened or will happen already exist, described by their own coordinate within the universe. The universe and life within it is not an organic thing that is constantly changing and morphing. Instead, it is like a video where the present moment is merely a frame within that video. So if the future had already happened and the events are already set, it means that if there is a way to access this information, we will be able to perceive the future. A mystic blind woman who allegedly to be clairvoyant and see the future, and her prophecies are poised to be true. The Russian submarine Kursk sank into Barents Sea on the 12th of August 2000, killing all 118 souls on board. The rise of terrorism, ISIS. The 44th US president would be an African American. US will be attacked by the steel bird. The war in Ukraine. And her own death. Her name was Baba Vanga. Reportedly, her prophecies had over 80% accuracy. Some say, if her prophecies come to reality at its strongest magnitude, it will be the end of our civilization. Baba Vanga was a Bulgarian mystic and herbalist born on the 3rd of October 1911 and was raised in Strumica, a village located at the foot of a volcanic mountain in what was then the Ottoman Empire. At her age of 12, there was a tornado strike which allegedly lifted her into the air and threw her into a nearby field. When she was being discovered after a long search, her eyes were covered with sand and dust, and she was unable to open them because of the pain. Due to the poverty of her family, there was money only for a partial operation to heal the injury she had sustained, and this resulted in her gradual loss of sight. Vanga later said that she had experienced her first vision during the day she was missing and believed she had been instilled with the ability to predict the future. Baba Vanga died at the age of 84 on the 11th of August 1996 due to breast cancer, but her prophecies remain. As we progress into the 21st century, more and more prophecies from the mystic come to light. These are the most alarming 2023 prophecies attributed to Baba Vanga. In 2023, according to Vanga's prophecy, there will be a change in Earth's orbit. And the change of the orbit means the change of the orbital eccentricity. Our planet travels 940 million kilometers around the Sun every year on its elliptical orbit, shaped like an oval rather than a perfect circle. The precise shape of the oval is influenced by other planets' gravitational forces, meaning the Earth's orbit can and does shift. However, such changes take place in a cyclical way across many thousands of years. If a radical shift occurred over the course of a single year, for whatever reason, the effects would be apocalyptic. There might be soaring temperatures and radiation levels, with terrible environmental consequences. And that is putting aside the possibility that the orbital shift hinted at by Baba Vanga might be caused by an asteroid impact, which could well be an extinction-level event. Due to the shift in Earth's orbit, severe global warming and natural disasters might occur, such as the tsunami, destroying properties of the coastal areas, including nuclear power plants, similar to the Fukushima nuclear power plant incident in 2011. Baba Vanga had prophesied a nuclear power plant explosion in Asia for 2023. which will lead to toxic cloud formation and the spread of serious diseases. She also prophesied that other countries could be affected by the explosion due to the spread of serious diseases as the toxic clouds fill the air. While this is a major concern, national leaders are focusing on a potential nuclear disaster in Ukraine as Russia continues to threaten its Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plants during the ongoing war. It is said that Baba Vanga had also predicted the 1986 Chernobyl disaster. Rather disturbing, it has also been said that Baba Vanga had a vision of bioweapons tests being carried out by a big country in 2023. Biological weapons disseminate disease-causing organisms or toxins to harm or kill humans, animals, or plants. They can be deadly and highly contagious. Thus, the international community banned the use of biological weapons after World War I. The protocol of the prohibition of the use in war of asphyxiating, poisonous, or other gases, and of bacteriological methods of warfare was signed at Geneva on the 17th of June 1925 and entered into force on the 8th of February 1928, also known as Geneva Protocol. Nevertheless, several countries have deployed or prepared chemical weapons in spite of the treaty. Spain and France did so in the Rif War in 1928. Japan used chemical weapons against Taiwan in 1930 during the Musha incident. Italy used mustard gas against the Ethiopian Empire in the Second Italo-Ethiopian War. And Japan used chemical weapons against China in the Second Sino-Japanese War. Unit 731's estimated killed were between 200,000 and 300,000, including at least 3,000 human subjects in tests of biological warfare agents and various biological weapons delivery mechanisms. Later, treaties were reinforced by prohibiting the development, production, acquisition, transfer, stockpiling, and use in 1972 Biological Weapons Convention and the 1993 Chemical Weapons Convention. So which big country would possibly be violating the treaties in 2023? Some say Russia. According to Baba Vanga, a solar tsunami could take place in 2023, where the Earth's magnetic shield will be fatally destroyed. Solar tsunami is a blast of energy that erupts from the sun and travels out into the solar system. The latter are vast eruptions of plasma that are capable of reaching the Earth, causing geomagnetic storms similar to an EMP device that could potentially fry power grids, disrupting electrical systems including our communication devices like phones and computers. On a larger scale, it could cause satellites to deorbit, aeroplanes' instruments to malfunction, and that is catastrophic. Oh, no! On the other hand, lives on Earth will be severely affected. Earth's atmosphere and magnetosphere allow adequate protection at ground level. But when the Earth's magnetic field and its ozone layer is grievously being drained by the solar tsunami, a high amount of lethal radiation will travel through space and enter the surface of Earth, resulting in chromosome damage, skin cancer, and other health problems. Large doses of this radiation can cause immediate death. On the plus side, at least the aurora will look amazing, but this unforgettable scenery may only last for a while, because without Earth's magnetic field, the aurora will not occur, and the night sky will be so dark that stars become highly visible. Some say there will be bright stars, getting brighter and brighter every night, and eventually you realize those are not stars at all. Baba Vanga proclaimed her prophetic abilities not only allowed her to tap into an unknown realm of information, but it also put her in contact with extraterrestrials, and they shared many secrets with her, including one ambiguous event that aliens will invade Earth. She foresaw a world covered in darkness following an alien invasion. What is the purpose of aliens invading Earth? If they have the technology to perform interstellar travel, technology on Earth is certainly not their target. Possibly they may come for the resources which Earth has in a humongous amount: liquid water. Water is abundant across the universe in the form of ice or vapor in many other planets. But liquid form in such incredible mass is possibly rare, especially on a colonizable planet with a suitable atmosphere. Maybe their mother planet had become uninhabitable, and terraforming another planet near to them is too costly, or there is simply not enough time. It might be their greatest interest to just take over a suitable, habitable planet and then exterminating or enslaving the indigenous civilization. Another prophecy of Baba Vanga is highly disturbing: lab-grown humans appearing in 2023. This is not test tube babies or designer babies, as these are already available and known technology, which still uses a mother's biological womb. The prophecy clearly stated lab-grown humans. Why would humanity begin creating such disturbing, forbidden technology and play in the realm of God? If Earth derails from its orbit and solar tsunami does happen according to the prophet Baba Vanga, human will be facing extinction, as the surface of the Earth will be scorched with heat and radiation, making it completely uninhabitable. Only a few that hid deeply underground will survive, but with limited resources, their days are short. But there is one way. It is to create a facility that is capable of producing genetically modified babies, who will be able to withstand extreme radiation and reproduce quickly so the Earth's surface can be repopulated with humanity once again. The research and creation of such a facility may take years to plan and build. They will need to make an automated, artificial womb that will spawn and grow the modified babies to adulthood, so that if the last remaining humans run out of resources or get wiped out due to events such as a disease outbreak, the grown modified humans can walk out the facility years later and reclaim the surface of Earth once again as the new human civilization. We hope none of these apocalyptic events happen, so that we will be able to live and see if Vanga's later prophecies will be fulfilled. There are rather fascinating prophecies beyond 2023 prophesied by Baba Vanga decades ago that are still bending our minds. 5 years later, humans step foot on Venus for the very first time. 2066, US discovers a new type of weapon classed as an environmental destructor that can immediately freeze anything in its path. 2088, a new virus appears which makes people get old in the matter of few seconds. Fortunately, it was exterminated a year later. 2111, the society had become increasingly relying on robotics, resulting in a scenario much like that in the movie Terminator.
I'll be back.
2125. A space agency in Hungary receives signals from deep space. Baba Vanga comes into the public eye again. 2195. The underwater communities become fully autonomous by producing their own power and food. 2256. A returning rocket brings an intergalactic virus back to Earth. 2288. Time traveling is discovered. 3797. Every living being on Earth disappears. but humans are crafty enough to create colonies in a new solar system. 4302. Scientists discover how every illness manifests in the human body, and the universal cure is discovered a year later. 4674. Human prosperity has peaked at 340 billion humans living on a multitude of planets. Aliens and humans mingle, resulting in a humanoid extraterrestrial race. 5076. The edge of the known universe is discovered, and 2 years later, humanity decides to attempt to leave the known universe, but about 40% of the human population refuses to do so. 5079. The world ends. So, how did she see the future? In what way did she have the knowledge? Did she have visions of the future through accessing some form of data bank, like the Akashic records? Or did she somehow travel in time to observe the future events? According to Einstein's theory of relativity, pseudo-time traveling is possible, but this requires the observer to be able to travel at the speed of light, and also needs some form of device that creates a portal or a wormhole that connects point A and point B. It is difficult to think that such technology was available to Vanga when she was alive. And even if it did, it is impossible for any human body to withstand such speed with the current understanding of science. Then how was she able to travel in time and know the future? Some say it was only her consciousness that traveled through time. This makes sense, as a spirit or astral body will not have physical constraints. This may also explain the near-death experiences of some individuals. There were reports where some of the survivors saw themselves in the third-person view, like a ghost hovering over its own body. Some experienced voyaging into another dimension, and some even traveled through time and observed both past and future events. According to Einstein, the future events are already set. But some say, or at least we all want to believe, that our future can be changed. If we can use Baba Vanga's prophecies as references to avoid the apocalyptic events and change the future, there may be hope. But if we cannot,